Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our SJ News. And today we are privileged to have a couple of MC, whereby we'll be talking about a very interesting topic about dating, courtship, and also marriage.
Hi SJers. My name is H. Kwa kitambulisho ni Linda Mudee Gatonga, and I am a mom, wife, a journalist, an MC, and I'm just happy and blessed to be here today.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm the Gatonga she mentioned. I stole her last name and decided to kumuongezea hapo hivyo. So my name is officially Paul Gatonga. Nimeokoka. I'm a dad, a son, a brother, and professionally I'm an MC. Thank you so much, Sharon. You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very welcome to our show, and thank you for also finding time to come join the SJ family. We are talking about dating, and many a times people ask, when is the right time for dating? Maybe, for example, they want to start a very serious journey, which will lead to marriage, but they don't know when to start. So I'll start by asking a question. What do you think is the right age to start dating?
The right age. Okay, I'm normally a gentleman.
25.
So I'll let my wife answer first.
Okay, I don't think necessarily there is a right age for dating. I think when love strikes, when love comes, just love has come. So, but there are factors leading up to even when you know when you're ready. So I think the right time to start dating is when you feel you're ready, and when all the forces in your life agree that it is time for you to start dating.
Okay, so for me, I'll say number one. See, dating is a serious matter, yet people take it lightly. They just do it for the sake of doing it. I will say this because that is what I experienced. I decided to work on myself first, and then it come to later because I decided to work on myself first. So some people decide to work on themselves when they are 23, because you've had others marrying at 23, others at 25, others. So it's not a matter of age. Yeah, it's not a matter of age.
And for how long should people date? Ndio sasa wafikirie, now I need to settle down to marriage.
Okay. See, well, currently vile vitu ziko, there is no timeline, I will say so, because ina depend pia na, you see, I think kitambo watu kupatana ilikuwa ngumu sana. Unaona? Watu kupatana, ndio maana tunasikia, I think kitambo watu walikuwa wanasema as we stayed for like 5 years before we married, 10 years before we married. The current the current times we are in, it is easy to communicate, number one, because you have these phones. It is easy to see each other. Communication imekuwa rahisi, so you get to know a person much more faster. Unaona? But I think your timeline, I will stick to, it's not about the timeline. Because unaweza kwa in a span of 2 years you guys meet like once a month, na unaweza pata wengine in a span of 3 months mupatana like daily. Yeah.
What he said. I don't think kuna time really ya kudate ati una date for long ama ati for short. For again, it's vile relationship yako inafanyika. So you find that mimi na Donga si the same mimi na mse mwingine, for example. So wewe na mse X si the same na mse. So utapata wewe na mse X, for you to reach kukuwa ripe for marriage inakutake 10 years. Na wewe na person Y inakutake a month. So I think the two individuals vile mnapelekana, and again you will feel that it is time.
And when do you know that this guy is serious? Unajua kuna time watu in a relationship, and for example unapata them ako very serious and the guy is not serious at all. So when do you know that this guy is serious and wants to lead to marriage?
I think hata si guy peke yake. Well, I think umesema guy because guys are the initiators of marriage. Yeah, sure. But also the guy might be ready for marriage na wewe unarukaruka.
Yeah, sure.
So I think it goes both ways. And I think I don't know. Personally, I there's that thing where when you date, even if when you just start dating and it is romantic and you start visualizing hata unaanza kuchange jina yako. I think for women it happens a lot, but I think when you really know, again I go back to the forces of your life, they'll tell you. And your question was how did you know when the guy is here? I think utaona kama tabia. I leave that to an individual. There is no, in my opinion, I don't think there is somewhere where there is a list that when you see him doing this and that, he's ready. I think tu bado ni vile mnapelekana as a journey yenu iko aje. You are able to tell na journey yenu. There is no specifics, I think, but there is the obvious ones, and he's not ready to settle down, and you can see it. You know, he's not a family person. He's the way, as in his virtues, vices, they'll tell you. For the general,
I think what my wife is trying to say is it's the little things. Those little things utaziona how because okay, of course you as a lady, or of course as a guy, if you want to get into marriage, there are those things that you will work with. There are those things unaweza sema these ones unaweza msaidia. See, we can help each other to work on them. So it's the little things. You'll notice how, say, a person is handling, say you're out on a date, is handling a waiter, how he's talking, or he or she is talking to them, how a person,
and their mom, if they have a mom or relatives, how they're handling their family. Because if there is no respect there, or even other women, especially people who the society has put underprivileged kiasi. So also things like those,
it's the small things which pile up in a build up, which build a person's character.
Recently there have been issues of people killing their partner. Maybe unapata dem ameua boy ameua dem. Do you think this is caused by maybe the lack of preparedness? Maybe ni kukipa majukumu ama ndio inafanya wanauana, ama is it being in a toxic relationship?
When you are dating, you are signing your death deed.
Unfortunately,
when you date, you die.
Man,
when you date, you die.
Fungulia news squeeze by then depressing, yani sijui nani aliua nani, huyu aliua nani.
And it is so unfortunate that before to fike for the spousal part, sababu I think major
kuna levels, and we are talking.
So it is so sad. Well, it's not good to kill somebody, but at least kwa ndoa utaelewa there's those hardships zenye it's not warranted to kill someone, but unajua kuna hizo pressures za marriage zenye ni unfortunate watu wanazi copy paste kwa dating, because I don't see how a dating relationship, see hata courting ama marriage should be that serious to the point of death. So I think even dating senior sahi, people are wanajiekelea mzigo kubwa ya watu married, yet you're just getting to know this person, you rush into moving in together, so that then you're handling married people's stuff when you're not equipped as an individual, whether the chick or the guy, to handle that kind of pressure. So you find that mostly you cave and you just kill one another. So I think hiyo ndio shida kubwa. We are not taking time to really know the person. We are really rushing fast through the process. And it's a process, it takes time. Yes, tumesema hakuna definite time ya at this amount of time, but also you have to work on yourself, like you said, and take time, move with the process. You don't have to move in together necessarily to prove your love. Na utakuta okay fine, hata saisa ya covid unapata pengine ni kupunguza expenses, acha tusilipe rent hii nyumba tu, but bado if you can avoid it.
I think tunaweza discuss ile part ya DTR, defining the relationship. I think initially when you start seeing like you're heading to some kind of directions na mtu, I think you need to define the relationship, because unfortunately many stories tumesikia ni huyu ameua dem jua huyu dem labda ati alimuona na chali mwingine, huyu chali aliona huyu dem na chali fulani, something of the sort. Labda hata huyu dem yako anajua hapo in a relationship, ama huyu chali yako anajua hapo in a relationship. Unaona, we had not become exclusive.
Kwanza Kanairo.
Kanairo man.
Unajua kuna ile friends with benefits. So probably I'm thinking you're my friend with benefits, and you're thinking I'm your wife. So you see, I will kill you.
I think we need to define the relationship. If mkiona yenyewe mse kuna mahali tunaelekea na yeye, you need to define, sit down as mature people of course, and define the relationship. What are we doing? What are we doing? Are we serious?
And on top of that, bado, there's something you said about toxicity.
Yeah.
And in ukweli, we are finding ourselves in toxic relationships. Backgrounds za watu ni tofauti. People are coming from broken homes. They are having very traumatic experiences. So their characters are flawed. Ama unakuta somebody kama ni akona anger. So also bado tunarudi kwa hiyo ku take time and to know that imagine there's love after this person. You don't have to be there if it is toxic because hakuna rehearsal ya life yako. Akishakuwa amekuwa. Na this goes both ways. Seti wanaume ndio wanauana sana. Hata even the guys are suffering in the hands of women. So you take your time to read, and if what you read does not make you happy, just leave. I think just leave.
Yeah, I think the best thing ni kulive kwa sababu unaweza find umekaa hapo na huyo mtu in the end ataenda
kukuua akufanye paralyzed akufanye scars. Si necessary, si worth it.
It's not.
Si worth it. What if you're a believer of love, iko tu. Plus bado kuna tamaa ni part yenye unataka kuleza huyu. I think also pia sisi as individuals, as we work on ourselves, we get rid of the vices, and you can't have your cake and eat it. It's practically impossible. So we are building on being content, working on our self-control. And I think maybe here itatoshea kwa hii episode, but then I think now we need to see, because it is easier said than done, kusema hizi vitu na kuzifanya ni ngumu sana. So I think kuna part yenye maybe ukituita next time tuta discuss who gives us the power to be able to do all these things. Sababu ukiwa peke yako ni hard. So you need to draw power, and for us, well, it was our turn. I think we got a lot of strength from kukua kwa church, kwa God. Doesn't mean hatukuwa na struggles, doesn't mean it was easy, but it was some of these things ilikuwa inakuja automatically. Strength yako una draw from God.
As in our we had first worked on
this relationship before this.
You've talked about something cohabiting. You'll find that many people cohabit. Now, probably this is what is leading to the rise of debts. So what advice will you give these young people who are dating and want to cohabit? Which advice will you give them?
Well, number one, I think if we draw examples from the Bible, those that are mentioned, this one married, this one, you will find that those mentioned, the parents were involved. No, that was number one. The parents were involved. Ama there was another person who was an elder one who was involved. Because you will find that many are cohabiting. Ni story mob tunasikiaga. Dema kwa kampo lakini anaishi na chali yake huko, whereas the folks are paying for hostels and the nini. Guys are living together, but they've not involved the higher power. Acha niseme hivyo. They've not involved the higher power. A higher authority, in their lives, So I think the moment, because it carries a blessing from, of course, experience, involving a higher authority, If hamu involve the higher authority, then mnakanika mnajificha ficha, and of course vitu mnafanya kama ficha,
And at the same time, atuko advocates were people moving in together, but to be realistic, it is happening whether we say so or not.
Yeah.
We would advise that if you can, take time and seek the blessing, not necessarily a wedding, seek the blessing of God, seek the blessing of your parents before you take that move of moving in together. But sasa wazungu wametuonyesha when you date you can move in together nini. So if you still want to go through that way, because to each his own, unajua sasa the judgment ni ya kila mtu peke yake. If you really feel you have to cohabit with somebody, then be ready for it, and don't cohabit just with anybody. At you meet on Tinder, you have no clue who they are, you don't know. Taking such kind of risks kwa hii world ya sahi, if you really have to go through that way, because some marriages have started like that and they have worked, then take time to work on yourself, to know who you're dating. Don't pull somebody from Tinder and after a month or two of dating you're living together. Haujui umse uhandolaje anga yake, haujui kama umse ni mchawi, haujui kama umse, as in you don't know anything about him. Why would you go risking your life like that? Na hata wenye wanalipa nyumba yako kama ni kampo for instance hawajasema wamechoka hata bila cohabiting, just the dating part. Don't go and have a meal, share a meal, and you find yourself in a hotel with we cannot be so reckless. It is your life at the end of the day.
Exactly.
And just I think solution iko tu hapo kwa time. Take time to know the other person.
Alafu I think you should pia look around at your circle. Who are you working with? Because many a times unapata you're influenced by those who are around you. Unaona? Unajua hii saying ina sound cliche. Show me your friends, ni ukweli. It is true. Unaona? Who are you hanging around with?